The sun and fun capital of the world, it's the Jackie Gleason Show. And away he goes!
Thank you, friends. Well, hello, Johnny. How are you? Fine. How are you? Would you care to sing a little song for the folks? I certainly would. All righty, Professor. Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. They're ringing out our song of love. I press you, caress you, and bless the day you taught me to care. To you'll hear my call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I tread the door when
with election results eagerly awaited by voters throughout the nation, the various television networks find themselves in keen competition each year to be the first with the accurate prediction of winners. This year, the Columbia Broadcasting System has its rivals frantic with envy. At great cost and with all the engineering skill at its command, CBS has produced a calculator guaranteed to predict the winner of the election.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new computer that will be used by the Columbia Broadcasting System in bringing you the election returns. Not only will we get a tabulation of all votes immediately, but it will also forecast who will be the winner. So don't forget, tune in next Tuesday for the exclusive forecast of the election returns.
the tone, the time will be 3:15.
great deal of discussion about juvenile delinquency here in New York and across the nation. Psychologists have come to the conclusion that one of the causes of delinquency is idleness. Children have nothing to do but hang around the neighborhood. The American Scene magazine agrees with the authorities and now brings you pictorial proof by showing you a film taken of juvenile delinquents just hanging around the neighborhood.
Same thing? Right up, pal. Judy, Judy, do, 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 zoom. Stopped it right at the top. Well, how you been, Don? Me, you know, sitting around here all day doing nothing, reading this magazine. You got a thing in here, an article about the traffic. You know, it's getting murder in New York. It says how all of these people get out of work at 5 o'clock. You know, and they drive home, and there's that big rush hour traffic. Well, this guy come up with an idea. He says, let everybody out of work at 6 o'clock. Got an item here about an electronic machine. Can do the work of 20 secretaries. Sure gonna be a lot of dull office parties. Craig, so he's in the back. I'll call him out. Hey, Craig!
Hey, Joe. Hello, Mr. Dane. Oh, boy, Joe. I just saw the cutest thing on the corner of Salem and Highland Avenue. 2 Boy Scouts helped a little old lady across the street. Really cute. Only took them an hour and a half.
An hour and a half? Why?
She didn't want to go. Boy, did you miss out on another blow-up last week, Joe? It was the annual get-together of the graduating class of 32 from PS 73. That's public school 73.
I know.
Talking about her father says, I no join and no group until they give my little buggy better grades in his arithmetic. Then he says to Buggy, Buggy, how much is a 6 or 2? Buggy says, I didn't even know how much 6 is. His father said, 6 or 2 is 8. Buggy said, my teacher said that 7 and 1 is 8. He said, that's right, and 4 and 4 is 8. And 5 and 3 is 8. And Buggy says, what's the sense of learning arithmetic when everything comes to 8? Then one night, we're sitting on Teddy Jalanza's porch with just kids, and his father opens up the window, and he hollers to Mrs. Jalanza, say, where do you keep Teddy's washcloth and soap? And his mother yells back, why, is that little kid dirty again? And his father says, nah, I just want to scare him. He's got the hiccup. That was right around the time when little Gaylord Farquhar was 10 years old. Remember the big birthday party he had? And his uncle, the rich uncle from England, came over?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll never forget that time. Gaylord looks up at his rich old uncle from England and he says, Uncle Basil, when are you going to start playing football? And his uncle looks down at him and he says, now, what has made you say that, little Gaylord? Gaylord says, well, I heard my papa talking to my mama last night, and she says we get $50,000 as soon as you kick off. Oh, and you remember we were kids and you was always flirting with the girls, yo. You were trying to get the girls. Yeah, and you never could get them. They always flocked around me.
Grace, how about singing us a little song, Grace?
Okay, John.
Hey, Mr. Donahue, put it down to number 3, please.
But I'd give the world to see that old gang of mine. Can't forget that old quartet that sang Sweet Adeline. Goodbye forever, oh fellows and gals. Goodbye forever, oh sweethearts and pals. God bless them. Gee, but I'd give the world to see that old gang of
it's the Jackie Gleason Show. And away we go!
How sweet it is. Sam, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've seen you wear ridiculous things. Ladies and gentlemen, our orchestra leader, Sammy Spears. Take it out. Boy, Sam, that jacket is wild. That looks like a Mau Mau's moo-moo. He wears those things because they're conversation pieces, you know. And you should hear what they're saying about that, too, Sam. Girls, will you come out, please? Right there. Thank you. You may go. There they go. 3 sure cures for tired blood. We're off to another hard night's work. I want to tell you something. I feel great, Sam. You know, I read about how cold it is up north. Down here today, I was walking around in little shorts. This is the nastiest crowd I've ever seen. All right, I was walking around in big shorts, all right? And all I had on was a little undershirt, you know, and sandals, and I'm in the sun. I understand that in New York it was so cold that 42 living girdles froze to death. I've often wondered, what do they give a living girdle to eat? That's a problem, Sam. I'd like you to look into it. A little traveling music, Sam. And away we go! Of television, people are able to watch the latest news happenings from their own homes. The American Scene magazine takes you to a typical American home where a couple are watching a rocket launching at Cape Canaveral.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off.
American manufacturers are always trying to bring to the public new inventions, time savers and gimmicks to make life easier. The American Scene magazine brings you this report from Grand Central Station.
Next train for Chicago leaving on track 4. Next train for Chicago leaving on track 4. Next train for Chicago leaving on track 4. Or...
For outer space is no longer the exclusive property of the big countries who have billions to spend on this project. The small countries are now entering the race, but because of limited funds, they are forced to use less elaborate methods. The American Scene magazine now takes you to a launching pad of one of these small countries where they are trying to put a man in orbit. I figured it out, Dunny. If I drank a finger a day, I'd get loaded before 5. Nah, nothing. Just hanging around. Reading this magazine. That dear Miss Fairfax column, that kills me. Get a load of this. Dear Miss Fairfax, next summer, I'll be going to England for the first time. Please tell me the difference between a shilling and a pence. Signed, Tom the Traveler. It says here, Dear Tom the Traveler, the difference between a shilling and a pence is you can always walk down a street without any shillings. It's beautiful, Donahue. Huh? Oh, he's in the back. I'll call him out. Hey, Clash!
Hey, Joe. Oh, Mr. Donahue. Boy, Joe, if I got a riddle for you, it's terrific. What time is it when your clock strikes 14?
All right. What time is it when your clock strikes 14?
It's time to get your clock fixed. Hey, Joe, did you hear about Buggy Lombardo? He got a brand new color TV set. And he invited me over to his house last night to watch the Late Show. The picture was terrific. It was called The Count of Monte Cristo. It was terrific, Joe. Of course, we only saw half the picture in color because after midnight, Buggy switches it from color to black and white. He doesn't like to disturb his neighbors. What a goofy guy he is. You don't know his neighbors have gone to Florida. Boy, that picture was something, though, Joe. What a picture. The star of the picture was a French hero named Monte Cristo. His real name was Edward Dante, but he changed it to Monte Cristo so they could star him in the picture. What a terrific picture. The opening scene, Joe. The opening scene, our hero is proposing to his sweetheart, Wanda. He takes out a cigarette and lights it, and he says, "Whoa, Wanda," he says. He said, "What's the matter with you, dear? Why are you so nervous?" He says, "I'm not nervous." She said, "Oh, yeah? Then take that cigarette out of your nose." He said, "Oh, Wanda, I love you. I want to marry you. I love you like the peach loves its orchard, like the orange loves its grove, like the fig loves its Newton." "Oh, all right, dear. All right, darling. I'll marry you." "Oh, you made me so excited. I'm so thrilled. We'll be married in a fortnight." She said, "Fortnight nothing. We'll be married in a church." The next scene, Joe, is Monte Cristo's fateful wedding day. And he's waiting for Wanda in front of the bank on the corner of Hickory and Dickory.
Wait a minute. What do you mean on the corner of Hickory and Dickory?
Yeah, it's right near the dock. Okay, Joe.
See you next week, Mr. Delahaye.